Okay, great. Let's start with Mas Rizal's start. So, Mas Rizal, please give us your updates.
Okay, thank you, Aldo, for your floor. My first update is from MPA.4.1. Okay, before I start my update, basically I want to introduce our new format basically. So if you can see before it is look different. So on the very left is SLA list, and then on the next list is campaigns, and then on the next list is everyone's card. And from the SLA is based on the SLA that we already discussed before. And for the campaign, it is something new basically. So for the campaign itself is based on the different activities of marketing, like the MA1 phone and WhatsApp campaigns. If you can open the card basically, there is the assets that where do the result of one outreach go, and then there is a final stage which is the funnel and the state is based on the SLA. So there is no project champion basically on this card, but everyone have to project champion by in each stage or in each SLA basically. So the SLA is based on the sorry. So the target based on the SLA that we already already created before. Okay, and for the naming itself, if you can see my first card of my list is from MPA.4.1. I see there's a very long naming, but basically this I think it's a very clear code to track in which campaign and in which SLA we work. So on the MP, this is basically naming of marketing P for pivot, and then there is A. A is from SLA number one, brand awareness. Everyone know about Bukit Vista, and from four it's from campaign number four, email campaigns, and then dot one is the first pivot that I'm currently working right now.
Hmm.
Okay, I think that's for the explanation. From here, is there any question? Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
who wants to go first? Who wants Danny first?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ted. Thank you, Mas Rizal, for the explanation. I see that it is a bit structure right now, but my question is, I remember that yesterday you told me that we are going to give the update only on the campaign list, yeah. So we already discussed on the list on the eight card and MI1, MI2, MI3, and we not discuss on the pivot card. Is it correct?
Okay. Let me answer that. So okay. Basically, we don't have a discussion about that, but I think from this from now, I think I want to introduce first about a new format basically, and if everyone are already clear, so we can move the updates on campaign stage. If I'm not
Oh,
mistaken.
I
Okay, yeah.
see.
So,
Okay.
I think I don't have any clearance about that discussion. So maybe like maybe like put it on the discussion management paper about the updates and about the things that Mas Ganesh talked about.
Hmm. I think can.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, over to Tara.
I'm not sure if because later in discussion management, I want to discuss a couple things that I have noticed on the analytics side. I haven't gone too deep yet, but I have like some notes that I would like to give some for our different platforms, like for our landing page, email, and then for Facebook ads as well. But that's I did want to ask one question to this about the specific pivot. And I don't know if I should do that in discussion management or not, actually, at this point. What do you think,
So
Mr.
the
Chair?
question is the question related to the pivot itself, or
This specific pivot, like
I,
from
I
what
think
I see right now.
I think you can ask straight now.
Okay. Okay, then Mas Rizal, what do you mean by your intended result of bringing in 100 new emails?
Yeah.
Like, do you mean a response from property owners or, yeah.
Yes, basically, the journey will be okay. So basically, the my own journey is only for the impression, Tara. But
Right.
my funnel will be catched by Mas Gani. So Mas Gani is converting the impression to response basically. So my pivot is the end funnel is only for bringing the email list.
Okay.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and then my email list will be received by Mas Gani to so Mas Gani can create a campaign or create a message to convert the email the on the that email list to response uh, to us.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, I misunderstood and I assumed it meant similarly to a response. So yeah. Okay, thank you for the
Or
clarification.
Eugene?
Yes, sir. Here, Rizal, why don't we do this? I thought of a good idea, right? This is still very abstract at the moment. So what I can propose is, why don't we do this? We will, instead of using the Trello board, we'll share the screen, and I'll bring everybody through kind of like a transition of, let's say, the old style versus the new style, one card at a time. So we're gonna, everyone, we're gonna move house today, so to speak, right? We're gonna pack up, and we're gonna move into the new house, and that way we'll be able to see how we're going to live in our new house, right? It's not going to be too hard. It'll be pretty simple for the most part. And what it should do is provide clarity on where we need to go. Okay, so what I'll need to do, if I may, is I'd like to, let's see. Well, I'd like to actually ask what the name of what's the call sign for this Trello board right now? It's Mar Trello, right?
Marcelo.
Okay, excellent. So if I may, I'd like to share the screen, and I'll show everybody a beautiful picture of a coral reef. No, I'm kidding. That's it's just okay. There's some humor. Come on, let's stay light, right? Okay. So what I'd like to do is let's take a look at the Trello board. And let's think about also at the same time about the marketing SLAs. I think the marketing SLA is clear to everybody now, right? Let's double check and see if we're all there. Let's see, Gani, what is your input? What is your output on the SLAs?
Okay, if I'm not mistaken, the input will be Google Analytics. I mean the traffic from the website, and then the inbox from Facebook. I mean the traffic from Facebook, and then getting an inquiry, and email list from Mas Rizal, and phone number list from Rizal, and then my output will be apa namanya okay, this one is a bit tricky. So the output from my understanding is the first is about the optimization on the website optimization. I mean when result getting the traffic to website, and then I have to optimize the content and the inside of that, so it so the increase the inquiry. So the output will be increase the inquiry on the website and Facebook as well. And then for Aldo, I think leads that not respond my first introduction. So Aldo can do a follow up, and then if that leads is interesting to us, I offer to direct to Mawayana to do a meeting.
Okay, all right. Gani, I think you got the main strokes of it, right? But there's some details I need to clarify, right? So let's simplify this. Your output is very simple. Your output is to fill inboxes. That's what it is over here. Okay. Your output is that the inboxes on Facebook Messenger, on Gmail, on Trello, wherever we receive leads, these need to stay full. That's it. Your job is to fill inboxes. Rizal's job is to bring in traffic. Okay. Aldo's job is to fill calendars. Okay. So Aldo takes whatever you bring and he fills calendars with that. Wyana's job is to fill EverSign. Okay? So that's it. That's all it is. So you don't receive Facebook inbox as your input. What you receive as your input is Facebook analytics, and you and Tara will study those analytics to determine what kind of ads need to be created in order to get a higher conversion rate from impression to inquiry, right? So your job is to always keep the inboxes as full as possible, all right? Rizal's job is to bring as much traffic as possible, okay? And then Aldo's job is to keep the calendars as full as possible. Wyana's job is to keep the deals and the contracted deals as full as possible. So that's it. That's the simple part. Okay, so once you understand that, then we can go into this part. Let's take a look and let's see how we move these different type of things. So let's take Rizal's first card. This is getting a partnership with a local partner. Okay, this is interesting. There's a hypothesis there. There's a champion. The champion is Ara, Gani, and Rizal. Okay, everybody's working on a different stack of it. But what do we need to do at this point? We have phone numbers, right? So these are the phone numbers that we're reaching out to. And somebody is calling these phone numbers. Who needs to call the phone numbers? Over to Gani.
For the first introduction, I think me.
No, phone numbers are leads already, right?
Oh,
Leads. So they go directly to Rizal. Rizal calls, and his job is to get the first meeting or getting them into a calendar.
You mean Aldo, sir?
Aldo. Sorry. What did I say, Rizal? Aldo. Aldo's job is to get the phone numbers, which are leads already, right? Because we've gotten them somehow. Now, Rizal's job would be to get the phone numbers, right? How do we get the phone numbers in the first place? That's an impression. But once we get that, once the phone number is there, right? Your job would be, how do we take what Rizal's doing and making it more efficient? Let's say, for example, Rizal's collecting phone numbers by hand. He's going here, here, here. So then your job would be figure out how can Rizal get more, or your job is to figure out if the phone numbers that are coming through are quality phone numbers and understanding if they're good leads, right? Or getting more of them in. But once they're a lead, they go directly to Aldo. Aldo then sets up the meeting. So this is a campaign, okay? But we're not working on all layers of the campaign. We have different people to work on different layers. So this looks like it's a phone campaign. So the very first thing we should do is we need to attach it here, okay? So this is part of a phone campaign, and it belongs in this particular bucket, which is the phone and WhatsApp campaigns. Then we need to ask ourselves, first question, how many leads do we have from Rizal? So Rizal will report that we have maybe, let's say 5 leads, right? The conversion we can skip already. So the conversion part can just be, or actually it should be even easier. A is maybe 5, B is not applicable, C is, let's see what Aldo did. Maybe he got 2 appointments, and D would be, hopefully Wyana got 1 deal out of it, right? And that's all you guys update every meeting. So you don't update like blah, 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 blah. You just update, okay, what is the total number? So let's say, for example, right now, right? We gotten 5, but next week we get 0, right? And what's the update there, right? So we need to see new activity come in if we want this campaign to continue running. Make sense, Rizal? So Rizal will keep on getting new things coming in, and then it will go automatically to Aldo because they're already a lead. We can skip over Gani, and then Aldo will continuously call. And this is how we track the progression of this particular campaign. This will be I'll just put this one as an example. This is not real, okay? And then next week, we can see what our results are, and so on and so forth. Okay, so that keeps us running here. So that belongs there. Gani is using WhatsApp to reach out to property owners. This is great. So Gani, which campaign does this belong to?
Uh, uh, Campaign number 1, phone adding.
Yes, it belongs to campaign number 1, so we'll put it over here too. And this is where also, Gani, that you can add up to the total numbers here, right? So whatever you're doing over here, this adds to the total numbers of what this scoreboard is. So the total numbers on each side, it relates to the campaign. Now, Gani, you might be going and you might be helping Aldo. That's fine, right? You might be going and getting phone numbers for Aldo, or you might be calling people for helping Aldo. You might be getting numbers to help Rizal. But then Rizal is your champion, right, on that stage, and you are just simply helping it. So you're not responsible for that as a segment. You're just assisting, okay? So Rizal is responsible for that number. This is where we can help others first. Of course, if Wayana is not busy, let's say she's at the end of the funnel and there's no deals coming in, we shouldn't just have Wayana sit around. That would be stupid, right? That wouldn't make any sense. So Wayana, of course, can help Rizal get impressions in. She can help Gani convert. She can help Aldo set up meetings. That's fine. But at least there's one person who reports the number. So then when we go, okay, Aldo, what's the total number of meetings that we've gotten? How many did you do yourself? How many did other people do? How many did everyone? Aldo will compile all those numbers and report, this is the number that I've gotten. It doesn't matter who got it, right? Whether it was Aldo or somebody else. It just matters that Aldo is responsible for that particular number of meetings. Okay?
Question, sir.
Over to Gani.
So the person who is responsible to reach out to property owner, it should be Aldo. Am I right?
Yes, Aldo's taking care of that, but anybody can help him too. Which means that Aldo's responsible for the numbers on C, right? He's responsible for the number of meetings that we meet. So let's say, for example, using WhatsApp to reach property owners. How many meetings has Aldo made with that so far? Aldo, how many meetings have you made using this initiative B1.2?
For now?
Yeah, for now. From this initiative,
it's good. Still 0, sir.
Still 0. Okay, so 0 from this card on Aldo. Let's make this real. Let's make this real, okay? Let's see what we have. Let's finish doing this and then we'll do a score. Okay, email campaigns, pivot. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go through each card. I'm gonna attach it back over to the campaigns and then we'll do a count. And then we'll see how we're doing, okay? So email campaigns, Gani, which one does that belong to?
Email on the number 4, MI4.
Excellent. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this over here. And Gani, what I need you to do also is I need you to give it the correct pivot number, right? So this email campaign, this is marketing pivot, but it's not B anymore because we don't have, oh yes, it is B, and it is 4, and this is 1, correctly labeled. Thank you very much, Gani. Okay, very good, very good. Gani's got the right code. Gani always works on SLA B, which is filling the inboxes. He's working on campaign number 4, and this is his first pivot, right, on email campaigns. So this has been correctly labeled. Excellent. Let's go next to Aldo. Aldo is working, okay, Aldo needs to fix his label. So Aldo, this is MP for marketing pivot. Which particular letter are your pivots going to be on? Okay, Aldo?
Sorry, on the...
Which letter would your pivots begin from?
It's from fill inboxes, the B.
No, you're in C. You're in fill the calendar.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, all right, let's be clear.
I get confused a bit. Okay.
Okay, so Aldo, look over here on the sort of grayed out area, right? MA. Aldo is working on filling meeting calendars. That's his. So every pivot that he does ultimately should be supporting that. Okay, next is which campaign is this? Research on Homeowners Association.
It's phone and WhatsApp campaigns.
Is it? You're reaching out to people on LinkedIn?
Actually, it's also on LinkedIn, on website, all over the place.
Oh, okay, all right. So he's doing a campaign all over the place. All right, let's say you're going to. Where's the majority of what you're doing happening for? Oh yeah, I do see it's WhatsApp, email, WhatsApp. Okay, interesting, interesting. So this is a little bit messy. We're gonna have to untangle this, Aldo, right? But let's just say this. We're gonna call this LinkedIn for now. So it'll be number 5 and 1. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna copy this card over here. And I know it's not perfect yet, so just bear with me, Aldo. It'll become more clear as we go through. We'll call this number 5. We'll call this a LinkedIn campaign, and the asset is actually not clear. So this is LinkedIn. Okay, LinkedIn, and we'll call this LinkedIn Outreach. Okay, done. And that's that. And let me go ahead and click here and move this over here. So done. Okay. All right. So let's say, for example, Aldous is just focusing on LinkedIn right now for his research on the Homeowners Association. Okay, so it looks like Aldo's working on all segments of the stack right now, actually, right? So Aldo's working on the impressions by reaching out. Aldo's working on the converting them into leads through the response, and Aldo's working on the whole entire thing, which is okay. I guess he's got his own marketing campaign, but ultimately Aldo's now doing work that belongs into other people's SLAs, which is still okay. There's no problem with that, right? If Aldo wants to do that, that's fine. But we just need to be clear, okay, what is actually happening there, okay? All right, so that's where Aldo is. This card will need to be rewritten, Aldo, so that it's specific to a segment here, okay? All right, next let's look at the pre-warm calling template message. Let's go to Aldo real quick. Aldo, let's fix this really quick. What segment of the funnel does this belong to? Is this converting leads into meetings?
Yeah, it's converting leads to meetings.
Okay, and what are you using particularly to help that happen?
I'm creating a message for each reach out. So
okay, great. And are you reaching these people on the phone, on Facebook, website, email, or LinkedIn?
It's more of the phone and WhatsApp, sir.
Okay, so this is C1, and this is your first attempt, right? So C1.1. Okay, all right, great. So Aldo has that, and so you're basically practicing what you're going to say to each owner, right?
Mm-hmm.
Each person that you call up. Great. Okay, that's fantastic. Aldo, you'll need to join that card because this card is orphaned right now. So I'll need Aldo to join that, please. Okay. So Aldo will take care of that, and that's that. Next one. Let's see. Wayana is working on finding luxury Bali copyright message on Facebook group. Wayana, you're working on what part of the funnel? Turning meetings into deals, right?
Yes, but also I think because that's the original initiative that I have, I think I will be merged with Rizal. So since I'm at the bottom, since while waiting, I get need to meet, so I have Rizal.
Okay, and so you're using Facebook, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're D2, and this is the 4th time you've done something like this. This is your 4th pivot on Facebook. Is that correct?
Yes, I'm continuing on that.
Okay.
So
that's basically Wayana's deal, right? She works on marketing pivot segment D 2.4, but she's also working at the top of funnel 2, right? As I understand, you're doing outreach, so you're helping out the results layer 2 as well. Is that correct? Okay, great. Okay, this is fantastic. This is good. That's fine. And what we need to do here, I forgot to do this, sorry, is, babe, you'll also need to join these cards, right? So everybody, if you haven't joined your card, I'm sharing the Trello link. Please join your card so that the Trello works the way it should. Okay, Wayana and Aldo, please get that done. Okay, let's go ahead and start next one. Finding luxury property, Bali, canvassing through Facebook group. What is the difference between that previous card and this card, babe?
This is just a pivot of the messaging actually. So it's still the same. In the beginning, I just use Word and I use infographic.
Is it a pivot of, okay, which one's the pivot of which? Which was the main branch?
Actually, I use the newest one, dot 6 actually.
Okay.
Pivoted from here.
Okay, so it's pivoted from here. So this is the new branch. This is 4.1, right? So this is the fourth attempt, and this is the new pivot from 4. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Or is it 5? Is it a completely different idea?
No different. It's just messaging and.
Okay, 4.1. So this means it came from number 4, and it's a new idea from the same idea. Okay.
Yes.
All right, great. Aldo, thank you for getting that filled in. Wayana, I need you to attach yourself onto this card. Okay, so go ahead and add yourself onto these cards. Now, let's go ahead and start attaching these cards back up to the campaign level. So we're going to take Wayana's card, and this is related to Facebook over here. So we're going to drop that here. Okay, we're going to take Wayana's card over here. And we're going to drop that also on Facebook over here. So Wayana has her 2 cards on the Facebook campaign. Okay, so Wayana is done. Aldo is working on research on homeowner association. So Aldo's a little bit everywhere. Since he is a little bit everywhere, we'll probably have to put Aldo everywhere as well. Aldo, so you're here. You're not using Facebook, right, Aldo?
No, sir.
Okay, so are you using the website to help you get leads? Nope. Okay.
No.
Are you using email to help you get leads?
Yes.
Okay, very good. We'll put Aldo here. And you're using LinkedIn as well, right, Aldo?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Are you using any other channels besides LinkedIn and email?
Phone and WhatsApp, sir.
Phone and WhatsApp. Okay, Aldo goes here too as well. And okay, you're already there. Okay. For research on home owners association. Great. What about this one? Pre-warm up calling messages, where this.
It's actually not campaign, sir. It's basically supporting the SLA itself.
Okay, it's supporting the SLA, but remember the campaigns support the SLAs, right? So, so they are connected. So every campaign is supporting an SLA, and it's related to phone. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So it goes here. All right, great. So Aldo's done now. Aldo's properly linked up to everything. Let's go next to Gunny. Gunny, this is using WhatsApp to reach out to phone owners. So this belongs into the phone and WhatsApp campaigns. So we attach it here, okay? And then Gunny's next one is email campaigns. And this is, of course, is related to email. And so we attach it over here, right, Gunny?
Yes, sir.
Okay, inside the email campaign. Great, let's go next to Rizal. Rizal email campaigns, I believe we've already attached. Let's double check, MPA 4.1. Yes, right here. Here's Rizal's campaign, great. And then D.6, this probably isn't done correctly yet. This is probably an MP. Okay. Since Rizal works on, he doesn't work on the D stage of the funnel, he works on the A stage of the funnel. And this is mostly how Rizal. Is this phone, WhatsApp, website, email? Which campaign does it belong to?
Mostly on phone and WhatsApp, sir.
Phone and WhatsApp. So it's
Yeah.
1.1, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's make sure we don't have any other 1.1s. Okay, that's good. So we'll go ahead, take that, and we will attach it here. Okay, that's it. So those are all the campaigns. Great. Now, okay.
Sir, I have a question, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, basically, if I'm working on Facebook campaign or sorry, Facebook ads campaign, let's say, and then the leads will move to Aldo basically if there's a sign up. So
That's right.
Aldo will be join the Facebook ads campaigns, or Aldo will do following up on the only for phone and WhatsApp campaign.
He only follows up. Aldo's only input for himself as, okay, you have your SLA, and then you have your buddy, whatever else you'd like to help others first. Let's be clear about that, okay? You have your SLA, that's what you're responsible for. Then you have work that helps everyone else. For work that helps everything else, you can go wherever you want, right? Wherever you're needed, wherever you'd like to go. But on your SLA, you focus on inbox for Aldo. So Aldo only focuses on the inbox and making sure that the inbox goes from inbox to calendar meetings. That's it. That's the part of the SLA he's committed to. Now, the part that converts your inquiries into the inbox for Aldo is Gani and Tara's work, right? They will look at the analytics and they will decide, all right, what type of ads, what type of messaging, what type of things can we squeeze and get more output from the impressions into actual product into the inbox. So Aldo's taking orange juice and he's selling it at his restaurant, right? Rizal's in charge of getting oranges, okay? And then Gani and Tara are squeezing oranges into as much orange juice as they can. Does that make sense? Yes. Rizal, Tara and Gani can go help Rizal plant more oranges if they want, right? Maybe there's nothing to do in the factory, right? Because the orange harvest isn't ready, so they can go up. Maybe Aldo can also go up and help plant oranges because there's no orange juice yet. That's fine. But let's be clear where your responsibilities lie. Okay, let's get to this part of it then. So when we look at this now, we have essentially a funnel now. We talk about getting partnerships with local partner. Whose card is that? Getting partnerships with local partner. That's Rizal's stage, right? So okay, let's break this down now. Let's do this for real. So we have A, B, C, and D. Okay, let's start with A first. Getting partnerships with local partner. How many leads do we have for that on the phone? Rizal, do you know?
On the phone, I think it's only the contacts that
Give me an estimate. Give me an estimate. 5, 6, 7, 8.
10 right now, sir.
Okay. Well, Johnny thinks differently. He thinks it's 6. Is it 6 or 10?
I think three Jogja, three Penida. It's
Okay, so it's 6. Okay, let's say 6. Okay, 6 from this first campaign. Next, WhatsApp to reach property owners. Who's in charge of that? Okay, Gani, how many actually not phone traffic. Let's call this the phone list, right? How many contacts do we have for that?
We have the contact. We already have our contact, but I did one reach out. So
okay, you did one reach out, right? So you did one reach out. That's a phone conversation. Okay. Oh, wait, sorry. Phone conversation. Wait, you guys might be right. Give me a second here. Okay, so Aldo should be the one doing the. Okay, so you did one phone conversation. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. One phone conversation. That happens actually kind of at. Ooh, this is. I'm getting tripped up on this one. Sorry, I'm getting tripped up. I don't know where a phone conversation gets.
I think conversation could be on my side.
Okay,
Yeah.
conversation is on. No, your side is how many meetings did you get, right? Meetings.
But
You take conversations and you turn them into meetings, right? You turn.
I create the conversation to make it to meetings. So my input is the conversation, my output is the meetings. Am I right?
Okay, so this one, I think the stage B is not applicable because the phone call works really quickly. It's not like other stages, okay?
Yeah.
So there is no stage B. All right, so let's see. Let's go over to, okay, Gani, how many contacts did you get out of this WhatsApp to reach property owners? I just need contacts, not conversations.
All of them. We got.
How many contacts? 5, 6, 7, 8. How many contacts did you get from using WhatsApp to reach property owners?
6, sir.
You got 6 too.
Yeah.
Is it the same as Rizal's getting partnership with local partner?
Yes.
Okay, so it's not. It's just 6 plus 0, right? Because these are overlapping 6. Am I correct? Okay, all right. Let me zoom out a little bit. Let me zoom out. These two cards. Rizal's card of A1.1. How many phone contacts we got out of that? That was 6. Okay, 6 phone contacts that we got from that. B1.2, Gani's card. How many phone contacts did we get out of that? The same 6. Am I correct?
Yes, it's still 6.
Okay, so it's 6 plus 0. Right, the same campaign is basically targeting the same thing. Next one, a pre-warm calling template message. Aldo, how many contacts did you get from that particular segment?
8.
8, yeah? Okay, 8, very good. And let's go to next one, research on homeowners association. How many contacts did you get out of that particular segment?
It's phone, WhatsApp.
Just phone.
3.
3, okay, very good. And then using WhatsApp to reach out to property owners. Who has that? Oh wait, that's the same one, right? So I can delete that. That is over-reported. I will delete this B1.2 because it's already there. Done. Okay, so that is deleted. And let's go and ask ourselves, okay, probably B is the conversations. Let's go next to Aldo. How many let's go next to A1.1. Partnership with local partners. How many conversations, Rizal, did we have with partners from this initiative? Get partnerships with local partner.
The conversation, I think, for me, still zero, sir.
0. Okay, so how many phone calls did we make, actually? How many phone calls did we make?
I think still 3. If I'm
We made
mistaken,
3 phone calls. Okay, we made 3 phone calls. Okay, very good. Let's go next to B1.2. This was Gani's. Is it the same 3 phone calls that Rizal just spoke about?
I think different.
How many phone calls did you make on this one, B1.2?
So on the B1.2, I already contact 3 leads, but to abandon
I
and
don't need to know how many abandoned. I need to know how many you called.
oh, 3. 3, sir.
3. Is this the same 3 as Rizal, or is it different?
I think different.
Different. Okay, so that's 3 there. Okay, good. Let's go next to this one, the pre-call warm calling template message. Aldo, how many phone calls did you make on that one?
Not phone call, but chat, sir. So I think it's also included. It's the same 8.
Sure. 8. Okay, so you made 8 chats. Okay, great. And then research on homeowners association. How many chats or phone calls did you make on that?
3.
3. Okay, great. All right. Next, let's go over to A1.1. How many meetings did we get from A1.1 result?
0, sir. Still 0.
Okay. Gunny, how many meetings did you get?
0, sir.
How many meetings did you get, Aldo?
0.
0. And how many meetings did, 0 for both sides, right? Okay, great. So now you can see where your funnel breaks down, right? Does that make sense, everyone? So you had altogether, what is that, 11 plus, you had 17 people on the contact list. You reached out to 17, right? Okay, and you got 0 meetings, okay? That means that we're not very effective at persuasion right now. Can you see that? We're not at moving, essentially, people that we contact into people that want to have meetings with us. But then that goes to Aldo. Aldo needs to get better at persuasion. So we know where to focus now. Make sense, everyone?
Oh, I see.
Okay, you see that?
Yeah.
Brilliant, right?
Okay.
Okay, so Aldo knows where he needs to focus on, and perhaps WhatsApp and phone need to be divided, right? Maybe if we call somebody, that will actually create a higher chance of them actually. So phone is actually this. It's actually, okay, 1 is the phone list, probably the phone list. 2nd is the phone outreach, or phone calls, right? And that can be Gani and Tara. And then the next is the meetings. So we did do the phone calls. There was no friction. I remember why we don't have a middle layer. Generally, there's no friction between the list and the phone call. Am I right? It's only if the list is bad that we need somebody to analyze why is the phone list so bad, right? And figure out why we're not converting into a phone call. But because our phone lists are good, we generally don't have that problem. So we don't need a layer B. So we can see where the breakdown happened. Let's keep on going. Let's go to the next part, Facebook campaigns, right? Let's do the same thing, and let's ask ourselves the same situation. All right, A, B, C, and D. How much traffic? Wait, is this it? We don't have all the Facebook campaigns listed, do we now, Result?
We don't start yet, sir.
Okay, so then we don't have accurate information. Let's go over to Wayana. Wayana, how much traffic did you get from this posting in Facebook groups camp thing through Facebook? Did you measure your traffic? How many views that you got on your posts?
Actually, I didn't count like how many coming. I just count like the one that I contacted.
Okay, so what I was doing is that she's not looking at the impressions. She's not looking at the conversion. She's just looking at, let's say Wayana did this, right? Let's take in Wayana's example. She's going to be doing outreach. in terms of the number of posts? How many posts did you do, babe?
Actually, all the thing have in the card. It's I have actually the in
Okay,
in
give
my
me, give me a rough estimate. Give me a rough estimate.
1, 2, 3, 4. So I made a part-time post.
Okay, 4 posts. How many
Yeah.
times did you get responses on those posts? Just any type of engagement or response.
Okay, the first post and second post actually I got the result that Richard that can contact it is 111. It's 3.
Okay,
Wow.
so out of 4 posts, 3 people contacted you back. Is that correct?
I qualified them and then.
No, I don't need to qualify. I need how many people reached back out to you after your 4 Facebook posts?
Oh, so in that case, I think it's 5.
Okay, 5. And then how many meetings did you do?
I did 2 meetings.
And how many deals did you close?
I haven't closed it yet.
0. Okay. So that's this. This is actually a little bit different. This is Facebook direct post campaign, right? So this is a little bit different from what Rizal does because this is Facebook posts, Facebook responses, Facebook, let's say, and then this is meetings, okay, and then deal. Okay, so this is Facebook direct post. We're going to create a copy of this, okay, and in this copy, we're going to do not Facebook direct, but Facebook, let's say, ads, okay? So it's slightly different because it has a slightly different funnel. And in Facebook ads, oops, we're not going to copy. We're going to make this into a template. We're going to create a card here. Okay, done, done. Okay, good. And then I'm going to remove this, delete this. Okay. Where's Facebook direct post, Facebook ad campaigns? What? Sorry, I've messed this up. This is actually Facebook direct post campaigns. And now this one is Facebook ad campaigns. And this goes with Facebook impressions.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if let's go back to the direct post, if I may.
Sure.
So if we see on the direct post, can you open the card, sir?
Give me a second here. Yes, I can. Yes. I'm just going to get this right, otherwise it'll be. Yes. Okay.
On the direct post campaign,
Mhm.
can you open scroll up a bit? So so if we can see on this funnel, so the response itself is Gani and Tara, which are supposedly me.
Mhm.
So I think that it's kind of messed up with in this B funnel, because if I'm not mistaken, on the SLA side, we can see that the main job of the B funnel is to analyze the number and how can that number becomes the contact. So I think the B1 is like somehow on this side, the B1 is somehow it's not like fulfilling the SLA of what should be.
Excellent topic. All right, so Aldo brought up a really good point of what is the B stage of the funnel actually doing. So you can kind of take a look at this from 2 dimensions, Aldo. So the dimension I see is that 1, top level down first, right? This funnel is flowing. Even though Wayana is in charge of every stage of the funnel, it is flowing. The crucial point is not necessarily the B stage right now because it seems to be working. The crucial point is the C stage, C to D. Why are we not getting any deals from the meetings that we're getting? So that's part 1. But what B stage can work on is to ask ourselves, can we get from 4 posts to 20 responses? So what they can look at is they look at this campaign and they ask, Wayana, what have you posted? And they can look at the content and the timing and the audience that, let's say, Wayana has done and find ways of improving this number. So that's all B stage does. All B stage does is look at that number and ask the question, can that number be higher? Does that make sense?
It makes sense on this. How about on the phone and WhatsApp?
The phone and WhatsApp is not really relevant because B stage is this. Let's say, for example, we have a huge phone list but we can't contact anybody on the phone list. That would be B stage to figure out. Why is it that all the people on the phone list do not convert? And so B stage would then be looking at, okay, all right, maybe these people are bad, so we'll filter them out the phone list, and then we'll get these people in. So let's say, for example, this happened. Let's say, for example, Rizal would talk to a online marketing site, right? And they offered to give Bukit Vista a phone list for property owners. So Rizal goes, great, done, right? Here's the phone list. B stage is going to look at that phone list and ask, okay, are these actually leads? Are these actually real people? When you call, they will actually turn into a decent thing. So phone processing is a little bit different because there's no clue, right? Nobody's going to know if this person is good from just looking at the phone number. So it's a little bit hard to qualify. Then they send the qualified phone numbers over to Aldo, and Aldo then calls up everybody. So ideally, Aldo should be experiencing no friction on the phone calls. When he calls people, these people are good qualified people, right? So that's how like B stage works. It's a little bit hard for me to visualize because it's not really digital marketing. It's more of like, in fact, there's probably no digital marketing method to qualify a phone list. How will you know, right? So we're sort of skipping that stage for the phone list and dropping it directly into phone calls. But as you can see, maybe you're right, Aldo. Maybe the quality of the phone list isn't very good, but then that's for you to then report, right? Why is it that we're not getting these leads into meetings? Do you have bad leads, or do you have, let's say, not good persuasion, and that's why? Bad leads would be these people already have management, these people already do whatever, so there's no point in contacting them, right? Or they don't need us urgently enough. Then that can be circulated back up to Rizal, and Rizal needs to think about not just the number, then that needs to be circulated to B, and then Rizal needs to adjust his behavior so that what comes in starts changing, right? For phone lists, it's a little bit complicated. I haven't really thought it out yet, but let's take another example, right? Like, does the Facebook part make sense? Wyana is working her way through the funnel, but let's say ultimately Rizal, Argani, and Tara are going to be reporting B every time Wyana does this. They're going to be looking at stage B. What is Wyana doing? Is this the best way that Wyana should be doing her work? And is she posting in the correct areas? Is she getting the maximum output from her posts? That's what B works on. C is Aldo. When the people write back, are we actually inviting them correctly into meetings? It seems okay. We have about a 50% conversion rate or 40% conversion rate, but Aldo should be asking, why are we not getting a higher conversion rate, Wyana, right? What is it about these leads that's not, what happened to the 3 people who didn't come to the meeting, and why didn't they come to the meeting? So Aldo will just be looking at that layer. That will be Aldo's main focus. Make sense? Okay, so everybody can run their own campaign, and when somebody, let's say like Wyana runs the entire campaign, that's great, right? That means they're helping you, right? They're helping create activity for you. You're just in charge of making sure that activity translates ultimately into a deal. Okay? All right, hopefully that makes sense. Let's keep on going. Let's go to email now. Let's go to email and take a look and see what we have. Email, let's go over to Rizal. Email, how many leads, what's the size of the contact list over here, Rizal, from email campaigns, pivot to get a response from MailChimp?
Okay, the target is 100, but right now I still gather 10.
Okay, so the actual is 10, yeah?
Yes,
10,
yes, yeah.
10 from the first side. So Rizal is in charge of getting that number as high as possible, ladies and gentlemen, okay? So Rizal is 10. Let's go and research on Homeowners Association. Aldo is going to help Rizal get impressions, right, through this particular channel. Aldo, how many contacts have we made on research for Homeowners Association through email?
One.
Okay, we got 1 email. Great. Let's go to email camp. Wait, this is the same one. So, okay, we need to delete this. This was double covered. Okay. A4.1, building a pivot to build a mailing list. Who has this one?
Sorry, I think that's A is my stage and B is Gani's stage, sir.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so A was your stage. Okay, so let's go back up again. So we reported Aldo Rizal stage. Let's go over to Gani. Gani, how many contacts did you have? How many emails do you have from your campaign? Email campaigns pivot to get a response.
I'm not started yet, sir.
Okay, so 0, right? So okay, all right. So it's not part of Gani's job to get impressions, but this, if he gets started, he would be able to help next stage. Okay, great. Next, how many conversions do we have? What's the conversion rate of our emails right now?
I think still 0 because we didn't start it yet.
Okay, so this is okay. So this part is 0. This part we need a conversion. What is a conversion? A conversion, I guess, would be how many opens we have, right? How many people actually opened the email that we sent them, and that would go into the middle funnel. Make sense? If people are not opening the email, then they're not going to respond, right? So we need to know how many opens have happened. So 0 opens have happened. Let's go next to Aldo. How many meetings have we set up?
Sir, I have a question, sir.
Yes. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry to confuse you guys. It's actually like this. It should be email response is in the middle part. Yeah, and then meetings go over here. Sorry. Yeah, that's the correct way to put it. So let's go back to. Is that your question, Rizal?
Yes. Basically, it's response. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Email response is actually between Gani and Tara. If people don't respond to our emails, it's probably because the messaging wasn't persuasive. It's probably because they didn't open the email. The title, the messaging, the graphics on it wasn't compelling enough. So their job, Tara and Gani, is to convert these emails into response. Okay, let's go. How many responses have we gotten back from our email campaigns? Let's go over to Gani. How many responses did you get back from this email campaign?
Not
0.
sir.
0 because we haven't even started a list yet, right? So let's go over to Homeowners Association. Next over to Aldo. How many responses did you get back? 0. Okay. And let's go over to Rizal. How many responses did we get back from the email list?
Still 0, sir.
0. Okay. So then, of course, we probably have how many meetings? 0, right? Okay, 0 plus 0 plus 0. And how many deals? Probably 0. 0 plus 0 plus 0. Okay. All right. There you go. Now you can see where the funnel breaks down, right? The funnel breaks down at the stage B. We're sending out emails, but nobody's responding to us. So we know it's something to do with the email. The email itself is wrong, right? Or maybe we're not having the right contacts or whatever it is, but there's something wrong at that stage in the funnel. So we need to take a look at the email message. We probably need more emails to begin with, ladies and gentlemen, because there's not enough data. Generally, email EDM campaigns have about 2% or 1% success rate. You need to get about 100 emails together before you get one deal. Okay, so we don't even have enough to really generate enough data at the point. Okay, so this funnel is not really even started yet. Okay, can everyone see that now? Okay, great. Okay, great. So then we do this across every single campaign. So what you guys do, perhaps, is maybe make a spreadsheet, okay? Maybe make a spreadsheet and write down essentially what the campaign is, what your contributions for each particular segment is, and that way report the total results up here inside the campaigns at every sync up. So then every sync up, we just take a look at the activity and we can see, okay, from phone and WhatsApp, that seems to be our most active particular campaign. We have the most activity, and it seems like we're getting stuck somewhere between B and C. We're not turning the inquiries into meetings. And so, Aldo, this is where you need to step in because you're in charge of turning these B thing into C into meetings. Okay. Next, you can look at the website. You can kind of figure out what the traffic is. Rizal will need to put in those stats so we see what's going on. But everybody then knows after we review all the campaigns what they need to do, right? And also we know where there's not enough activity. So if we see that, there doesn't seem to be enough email lists. So Rizal, we need help getting more email contacts together. Is there anybody that would like to help Rizal get together some more email contacts so that we can start this funnel flowing? And that's how you figure out how to prioritize across your chapter. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So I think what we need to do next, everyone, is to go and fill this out, right? So please start filling in the stats for each particular contribution. If you're in charge of a particular, let's say Aldo's in charge of he's in charge of converting meetings into leads into meetings. Then Aldo needs to ask Gani, can you give me all the stats, right? Can you show me what all the inputs are, right? Wayana needs to go to Aldo and ask for all the inputs, and that's how you report on each particular campaign. So if you are serving somebody else, then the client needs to ask, okay, if you're being served, then the client will need to ask the server, what have you done for me so far? How many meetings have you set up for me, Aldo? And then Aldo needs to ask Gani, how many inquiries have you set up for me? And then Rizal, or then Gani needs to say, how many impressions have you set up for me? Okay, and yes, you can all work together, right? Everybody can set up an impression, but then Rizal needs to know, Gani needs to know from Rizal what the total impressions are. Aldo needs to know from Gani what the total number of leads are. Wayana needs to know how many meetings there are. Okay, so just do that before you go into the Scrum, and then when you report in the Scrum, everybody can see what's going on. Make sense?
Sir, so basically we report it through spreadsheet or this Trello.
I think, okay, you can see if we can't do math right now on the Trello, right? So if you use a spreadsheet, it might just be an easier tool, so you don't have to do this nasty math here. Up to you. I would say do the math on a spreadsheet and then report it here, because then it's easy too, right? If you do on a spreadsheet, you can put your columns as your campaigns, and then your rows as impression, leads, whatever, and then it's really easy to track, right? If you do it here, it's sort of messy, it's hard to track, and it can be very frustrating. So ultimately up to you guys how you want to do that. That was just a suggestion. Maybe, okay, I probably shouldn't delegate this. This might be outside ZPD again. Rizal, you and I will come up with a spreadsheet. We'll show everybody how it's done, and
Yes,
then
sir.
we'll do it together, okay? But then you can tabulate it, and everybody tabulates it, and then just copy the results onto the card, and then everybody knows what's happening, okay? Yes, over to Aldo.
Yeah, actually, the time of our scrum is over, but I think the discussion about the Trello board is over too, and I'd like maybe to extend like 10 minutes to talk one discussion on this discussion management. I think it's also related to the discussion that we have now. So let me share my screen first. Okay. So it's the discussion from moment. Okay, this is from the Mas Rizal's question. So he's not still not clear about the FB.
I
The
think, Mr. Sir, I think Jing is already explained that previously. I think it's all good for me.
okay,
Yeah.
okay then. If that's all good from you, then I think. Oh my god, my screen is freezing. Okay, I think that will be all for our Scrum
Uh,
today. Okay.
Aldo Bawayan raise her hand.
I have a question actually
Yeah.
regarding the Trello because I called Gani and then he didn't know as well. So because I tried to see like if there is a new lead that I need to follow up, but when I opened the Trello, that's what happened. Like on Gani's screenshot.
Okay, over to Mas Rizal. Maybe if you.
I think that's probably we accidentally hit the trial mode on the Trello. So the Trello is moved to business mode, and then after the trial is ended, the other board is missing. So basically, when we move to paid version again, it will back to the normal again. I think.
About that, I think the internal tools teams has has been working on it. So maybe they will report it back to the group maybe several hours again. So I think they've been working on the Trello.
Okay, noted.
Thank you, Aldo.
Whoever notified, please let me know.
Okay.
Okay, I think that's all for the Scrum. Maybe a little feedback because I don't think I'm sharing enough today. So maybe just feedback from me, starting from Tara, maybe feedback.
Um, Wow. I mean, I think you did pretty well. I mean, like you said, because of the way the scrum was, I don't know if, I mean, I think you still, let everybody speak when they raise their hands, and I guess remember next time to put a reminder. But I also made that mistake last time too. So I mean, yeah, I guess it'd be easier to judge if for next time for like a more like full, more stable scrum. But I think for today you did well. Yeah.
You from Wayan, do you have any feedback?
From me, I think what you call it's for the card itself, it's good because mostly like uh, update but it's like mostly Jing take over the conversation and then adding the card stuff. And for the better that I guess it's okay to for us to have clear vision. And then the other thing is like it just notify I think the team so that we're ready for the guests. And also like if there is a card that need to be updated, hey, I don't know about this, so that people can just get reminder what they need to be updated so the be faster in the scrum. That's it from me.
Okay, thank you. From Mas Dani.
No, I think all good, Aldo.
Thank you, Mas Rizal. All good? No?
I think you forget to mention the next chair.
Yeah, I will. I will.
Siap, 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 siap. And also, yeah, I think it's normal because we want to move the house, right? So I think Jinx have to say it a lot. So because we moved the house and yeah, make everything's clear.
Step on toes. Step on toes. Yeah, Tara.
Okay, this is not related to yeah, like you're sharing feedback. It's more for everybody here because I'm sure all of you have access to like Google Analytics and stuff, and I have access now. But I I have two problems. First, I tried to switch it to English and it's just not switching, and I'm like kind of confused. And second, I can't find from what I've seen from you guys in the past, like at the top you should be able to like click like to look at the landing page, but for me like that's not there at all. So like I'm also confused with
Okay, I
that.
think
Is that normal?
can I delegate this to Mas Rizal since he's like the master of the Google
Okay,
Analytics.
cool. I'll ask him again then. Thank
Okay,
you.
Tara.
Okay,
Thank you.
maybe offer to Jing feedback.
Okay. Let me elevate this conversation, right? So, chairmanship is, I think, a given now. I think everybody knows how to chair. The next level, what we're looking for is leadership, right? So, I'll sort of go across and talk a little bit about this. I think in this particular regard, um, we have to if you've been coming to the mentorship and leadership discussions, you see that all leadership boils down to right now. There's a focus point, right? There's a very very extreme focus point is to delegate. Okay, so we need to learn how to delegate. In order to learn how to delegate, you need to understand about ZPD. You need to understand about like what you know and what you don't know, and what you can delegate up and what you can delegate down. Okay, so this is actually part of leadership. This might seem surprising, like a leader should know everything, but that's not actually the real case. A leader should know what they know, and they should know what they not know. And so that part of delegation, I think, is something that as a chapter we'll need to get better at, we'll need to be more comfortable with. That certain times, if you feel like this is getting a little bit out, I see that a lot of times I feel like I have to intervene, right? But what should happen is that you guys just delegate. You're like, you know what? This is a little bit outside of my scope of understanding. Can I just delegate this to you? And I'll be happy. Okay, I'll say, okay, I think I can handle this, and I'll come in. So definitely think about that. Think about ZPD. If it gets a little, that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. I'm here so that if you need to delegate to somebody, you can delegate that to me or to whatever. But also think about delegating, like what you just did, Aldo, was perfect. What you just did was perfect. That is a good sign of leadership. If there is an expert on that, somebody then delegate it to the right person. So I think that part was really good. As a chair, I think we just need to practice delegating more. Delegating up, delegating down, delegating side to side. If we delegate well, I think we will see great leadership. Okay, so practice delegating as chair.
Okay. Thank you, Jing, for the feedback. Okay, the next step is let's choose the next chairperson. I think it will be Mas Gani for the chair, and Mas Rizal for secretary, and me for the recorder. I think that's all for our Scrum today. Thank you for coming to the Scrum, and thank you for the overtime. Let's
Thank you, everyone.
Have a nice day, everyone.
One last thing I want to say, right? This is regarding mentorship and leadership. I just want to have the right expectations for everyone here. So I'm going to do a sacred pact with you. And okay, Aldo's laughing because we just saw the Karate Kid this morning, right? So Tara, tell me what you want to get out of, let's say, your experience here at Bukit Vista.
I want to be able to understand both digital marketing and business intelligence chapters, as well as overall be able to understand the way the working world is today, I guess. Yeah.
So understanding the working world and understanding how digital marketing works. Excellent. Very, very good purpose here. Let's go to